Hey everyone, we're going to do a quick video on how to change or flush this automatic transition oil on this 4-speed auto in the HILUX. Yep, this is the one that's done 553,000 kilometers, so it'll be very interesting to see what the transition oil looks like. I don't know whether it's been flushed before. I'm going to show you the quick, easy way to do it so you can DIY it yourself. You get yourself a setup, what we use, multi-vehicle, ATF FS. Does a lot of transmissions. You can even use it in the 5 speeds, but since the LV's now available, we just use that. Even though we used this before, was never a problem. Penrite said it's all good. There's bugger all difference anyway, but you never want to put thinner oil in, so don't use LV in the 4-speed auto. You always want to go heavier, not lighter, or you could permanently damage the transmission. I'm not going into it too much, but this is what we use in the 4-speed auto. It's beautiful. It's actually an upgrade, full synthetic. Get yourself a pump, things work much easier. I prefer to do this one on the ground level. Okay, so then I can get this set up. I don't have to take it in and out. It's in the hole. You got to pump slowly, otherwise you might overflow it out of that dipstick tube there. So nice and slow, keep it on that. That's why we've got the light there to keep an eye on it. Let's go underneath and have a look at this drain plug situation. So it's easy enough just to lay down on the floor, right, and just get underneath because it's a full drive. It's a 14mm plug. There you go. We've taken it out, letting the oil drain. Now what I'm going to do, that's got the maximum amount of oil we can go out. There's no need to mess around with the pan gasket, the filter, or anything like that. But what we're going to do now is just put the plug back in temporarily, put a few litres of oil back into it, give it a quick run through the gears and drop it again and see what it comes out like. And we'll continue to do that, same as you do on the 5-speed, until it comes out to our satisfaction. Anyway, I just thought we'd do a bit of an oil condition check so you can have a look. And you're going, oh, that's filthy and all that, right? Whenever you look in the drain tray, it's always going to look filthy, even after 10 flushes, to be quite honest. You're never going to get it all out. You're just going to get most of it. Someone put the calculations in the comments last time. Just tip that drain tray up and you can have a look at the wall there and see how long before it takes to come clear. That'll give you a better indication. Have a look at the oil as it's running out the drain hole, will give you a better indication. And so far, this one's got a bit of a hot spot in the middle. It doesn't sit flat, but when I push it down, it's showing just under 4 litres of oil come out in each drop. So we'll probably put in a little bit less just to give it a quick run, you know, high 2s, 3 litres. Give it a quick run for a minute and then drop it out again. These ones are easier also because you don't have to do it at a set temperature or do any special procedures. On the dipstick, it shows you the cool and the warm line, right? All I'm doing at the moment is pumping in that oil, right? And you've got to sort of take it slow, like I said, otherwise you're going to overflow it. It's going to run down the dipstick. You're going to make lots of mess. So get to know your pump, how many litres it is. You can pump some oil into like a 1 litre container and count the pumps. And then you'll know how many litres of oil you're putting in, depending what pump, what brand, what size, all that sort of stuff, depending what you're up to, right? So bada bing, bada boom. We'll continue with this. We'll get the oil into the pan so there's enough to start it up, run it through the gears and drop it again. I would imagine probably 3 or 4 drops, maybe 5. It's done a lot of Ks, but you've got to remember it's highway Ks. So it all comes down to how good he is at keeping that torque converter locked. And in this 4-speed, it's probably one of the most difficult torque converters to keep locked out of all the Prados and Hiluxes. The 5-speed's not too bad. The Prados are pretty damn good compared to these 4-speed Hiluxes. The late 6-speed is really good, obviously, on the 1GD since 2020 with what I call the remap. The earlier ones before that, 15 to 20, are pretty terrible. They're probably the second worst. And then behind that, you've got the 1KDs with a 5-speed, which is pretty good in the 120 and the 150, not too bad, as long as you know what's going on. And the only one that's really good is that 2020 onwards 1GD, but the transmission software might be great, but it's still only 2755cc, DPFs, EGRs, timing chains, camshafts wearing off their hardening, and they're only been around 6, 7, 8 years now. So you're going to start to hear about more problems unless they keep it under wraps. If we started working on them, you'd see a whole lot more, but we're busy looking after the last of the best 1KDs, and we're not really too interested in the 1GDs. I just saw it blowing a few bubbles. I'm just trying to demonstrate what happens if you pump it a bit too fast. Yeah, see that oil coming up there? Right, now I'm gonna see it just bubbling up there. I'll just zoom in a little bit, see if I can hold this still and zoom, right? Just so I can show you. Because I don't want you to make mess, see that, right? So if you pump it too much, it's gonna blow out everywhere, right? So you just gotta take it easy, pump nice and slow, because you don't want it to blow out everywhere and leak down there. You just want it to stay in the hole. Beautiful. It might take a bit longer, but you know what? That's what you want. You just want it to be nice and clean. Happy days, right? So I'll continue pumping this. Once I reckon I've got sort of close to 3 litres in there, we'll give it a run through the gears. Not going to be able to show you the whole, you know, bloody how much oil and how clean it is and all that sort of thing, but when I'm happy with how, when the oil's coming out the drain hole and I see a fair bit of red in it and I'm happy, I know that's 80-90% plus clean, and I'm happy with that. And you probably just want to do this more often, and more often you do it, you're just dropping your, say, 4 litres out, and if it comes out clean, then you know you don't have to keep doing, rather than doing, what I'm trying to say is, what I'm doing now is I'm doing 5 transmission oil changes at once. Of course, it's better to do them separately once every 100,000 Ks. And if you see your oil coming out like red cordial, like the color of this, which is what happens in my cars, then you can just stop doing transmission oil changes and do it every 200,000 if you like, whatever works. Right, see, as it gets fuller, see how the oil's coming higher up that tube? It's filling up more easily. Anyway, I reckon that's about it. Bada bing. I'll have a look and we'll suck it and see. Anyway, we dropped it about, I don't know, 5 times. It's about 90%. It's about as good as you're going to get. With my pump, I put in 56 pumps, and the level is, you'll see on the dipstick, there's the cold, it's got 2 notches for high and low, and the hot, it's got 2 notches for high and low. Of course, it's cold at the moment, but you need to have the engine running. When you check the level, check the workshop manual for checking out the level, make sure you get it right. Automatic transmissions are expensive, don't touch it if you don't know what you're doing. This has just been a little bit of information to help you. The plug's back in, it's nice and tight, but do not over tighten it. Talk specifications, of course, and it's all cleaned up so there's no leaks, nobody thinks there's any leaks. Dipstick's in. Now I'm going to drive the vehicle, take it for a really good road test for all the work we've done, and confirm the oil level check. When I come back, it'll be at the hot, and I want to make sure it's between the 2 notches. Bada bing, bada boom, that's a video. Subscribe, turn the bell on, hit the like button, whatever you want to do. Catch you on the next one. See ya.